welcome back. Today we are going to TSC to get a few things for the new horse, and then we are going to go do a little session with her today. It has been so cold the last couple days, but we just came out and the sun was shining and it actually feels like it's going to warm up. So I think by the time we go and then get back, it'll be warm enough to go out and work with her and maybe get a few minutes of riding. I'm not sure if we'll do that yet today. So I meant to get these the other night and it just kind of slipped my mind, but I did have to get a lunge line and a bag of feed. We don't have a round pen or any type of like enclosed area for me to lunge her here, and I got her some alfalfa pellets. All of my tack and stuff had got brought up to the house from where we went to ride her, and we hadn't taken it back down to the barn, so I'm just taking everything down there when I go catch her. So last night I got her out for a little bit and I barely had like any clothes on, just jeans and like a pullover, and I was absolutely freezing. It was like 12 degrees. Well, today I put on fleece leggings, fuzzy socks, my jeans, a sweatshirt, a hoodie, and a vest, and got down here and was burning up. So I started coming out of layers. She hadn't had a problem with being catched until she got with this little pony, and it is not ours, it's the neighbors, but they share a pasture. And it just makes her kind of hard to catch because it is a little nuisance, and that's just how ponies are. But she wasn't too bad. She did let me come up to her and catch her and bring her up to the barn. It was really windy today, so I feel like that's kind of what made her act the way she did today. She wasn't, disrespectful or anything. She was just so excited and prancing around and nervous. The wind, it was knocking the tripod over, rustling the leaves and the trees, and there was just a lot of scary sounds. Since she's been in all this new pasture and, she has a few acres to roam and lots of open fields, I have not once seen her, canter or get excited at all. But as soon as she gets on the lunge line, she wants to go. So today she was doing way more than I was even asking for. As soon as I would send her out, she would want to take off, and she kept slipping in the mud, and so we had to move spots a couple times to try and get her in some thick grass. I don't know if before someone, was throwing the whip at her and making her just run, but it was just really hard to get her to slow down and realize, that's not what I was asking for, and I just wanted her to trot. Also totally messed up on the angle here. I didn't realize that I had both of our heads cropped off in this. But I took her blanket off and just brushed her down, cleaned her feet out, and was just trying to pamper her, but she would not stand still. She just was ready to go. So this was the first place that we tried to lunge at, and as you can see, the grass was pretty thin here, and she was getting a little too quick on her feet, and she did slip a couple times. So we moved down to the bottom of the hill where there was more grass. And like I said, she just immediately took off here, and I kept talking to her and was just trying to get her to calm down. I didn't want her falling or, overworking herself. So I brought her in a few times and would send her back out, and she finally got the hang of it and got in just a nice steady pace and started doing what I asked. She's a beautiful mover. I can't wait to start doing more with her under saddle, but I definitely want us to both be confident on the ground first before we go any farther, or before I try to send her into any type of discipline. She's only ever been a trail horse in her life, so it's just been the same trail over and over every day. So it's just going to take her some time to figure out, we're not doing that here. We're going to do something new every day. We're going to keep it fun and exciting, and we're going to learn, and we're going to be safe and happy, and we're going to have the best life ever. But that was all we did for today. I believe in quality over quantity, and I'm going to take my time with her and do this right. Well, that is all for today. Still thankful, though, that I was able to get her out and work with her as long as I did. I think I'm probably going to give it about a week before I try to ride her. Just let her really get settled here. Everything is still so new, and I know she's just excited, and I'm just going to give her time to settle and keep doing groundwork until I actually decide to ride her around here. So the next thing I will be working on with her is desensitization. She is very spooky at everything. She has had a really hard past and has been through a lot, so we're going to work on desensitizing. So I'll have to pull out all the big scary stuff and we'll start working on her with that. Just get her more comfortable on the ground before, we get in the saddle, because that's where it all starts, is on the ground. I'm hoping I can get a GoPro so I can actually strap it here and y'all can see what's going on, because my tripod fell 3 times today while filming and it was a mess. It's really hard to film with a tripod out here like this. And I know a point of view camera angles are always a lot better. So hopefully I can find me a GoPro and we can up our video game.